Well, I'm going to tell you something. I was just sitting here the other night. I got lots of time when I'm sitting here at night thinking, and I was just thinking of Poyntzpass, and I took a note paper out and I just wrote down the many stores and business there was in Poyntzpass when I was a kid. I'm talking about 50 years ago, 51 or 2 years ago, when I was a young buck on my own after my mother died running around Poyntzpass, and there were sort of lean sort of days, but them days is long gone. But I was figuring out many businesses there was in Poyntzpass, and I can hardly believe it myself, but I have written down here 53 businesses in Poyntzpass, and that's not counting the 2 banks. In them days there was 2 banks. There was a bank come out till Tom Laughlin's there, Jim Laughlin's house today, and the one over at Willie Becker's where Dominic, Trainer's shop is today. The bank used to come there. One would come on a Wednesday and one would come on a Friday, I think, or maybe I don't know what day, but I know there was the Ulster Bank and there was the Northern Bank. But anyway, the 53 businesses, I'll start with them at the Pass Corner, going up Church Street. As you come out of Hamel Mars or Francis there, and you come to the corner and you turn right. The first house there was known as McCourt's Corner, and will always be as long as I am, and most of the old timers is there. That's where Francie McCourt was reared. Francie was born in Acton, away up to Conowary Lonan, but his mother come to live in that corner when he was very young, and she had a restaurant. And the big windows there to this day. And when I was a kid, we stood off and looking into that window at them men. In them days, there was hundreds, I mean hundreds, of horses and carts going through the pass. They were going to Newry, they were going to Banbridge, they were coming from Pordy down, they were coming from Tandragate and Newry Market. Everything was done by horse and cart in them days, like it's by lorries today, and they all stopped at Mikey McCourt's. There was always horses and carts tied up around the pump or outside Mikey McCourt's door, and sometimes if a guy had an old horse that was a pretty young horse and a load of something on him, he had to give you a halfpenny or a penny to stand and watch him. You stood there and held on to him grim death until he came out till he had a good feed in Maggie McCourt's. And Maggie wasn't a bad old creature. When I came back from Australia, she was dying. And Francie said to me one day, he says, "Tommy, my mother would like to see you." So I went up the stairs to see Maggie, and I was talking to her. We were away in Australia. She told me her husband left her, which he did, the same as my grandfather left, went away to Australia and never come back, Francie McCourt's father. But she told me that she never was out of Poyntzpass. She never was in Tandragee, Lebrecklin, Banbridge or Newry, Maggie McCourt. But I guess that's what it was like in there. But anyway, she wasn't a bad old creature. She would have come out, she was busy in them days resting, cooking, and she would have come out to the door to me and she would have called me as a little buck of a guy, "Tommy," and she would give me a bucket. And I went out across to the pump. Everybody used the pass pump in them days. I went out across the pump and I got her big bucket of water. I come to the door and she said, "Come on in." So I had to walk through the rest in the wee front room there into the wee back kitchen. And she'd have given me a mug of tea and a lump of bread or a lump of meat and, maybe a bowl of soup. She was a decent old creature. But anyway, that was Maggie McCourt's. The next house to her was my Aunt Annie Callahan's, wee Annie Callahan's. Your mother remembers that little store. And that's where Mickey first started up. But no, Mickey started next door, but he moved into that later on. But anyway, there was my Aunt Annie's, was the second house and the second store. The next door was the Johnny Alderdice where Dolan finished up and Mickey was Johnny Alderdice, and Johnny was a harness maker and one of the best to say in the country. Well, the next door to that was Tom Laughlin's, which is Jim Laughlin's today, and Mrs. Rafferty, they called her, for Mrs. Tom Laughlin's mother married a one-armed man by the name of Rafferty. They had a pub there. So that's the first 4 houses and the first 4 businesses. Then next to her, where Jim Laughlin's mother that fixed it up and she lived in it, was Mrs. Edmund Laughlin. Ida that plays in the past meeting. Her mother had a ladies' shop there, which used to make ladies' suits, costumes. And I remember them well. In them days, the women always had sort of a pleated or straight skirt and jackets, something like a men's. And she sewed wool and all that sort of stuff. She always seemed to do a good little business. Then the next one was Johnny Carson's, and Johnny had a nice store there. I think when we first went home in '74, the store was still there with Veronica and a little Odie. And on the other end of it was a good restaurant too. Carson's was a good restaurant. In them days, there was lots of restaurants because there was always transient people. By the time they got to Poyntzpass, they had their meat. And anyway, Mrs. Turner and all them old folk coming walking in from, Saturday to do all their shopping. I mean, there was no such thing as going to Tandragee or Banbridge or these places to shop. In them days, they all walked for miles around to the pass, and I guess one day had a cup of tea and a bun, whatever. So there was two stores at Carson's, and next to Carson's was Francie Murphy's butcher shop, where somebody has a butcher shop there today. Next to that was Bill Fagan, which is Colin Fagan's father, was a barber shop. But anyway, next to that was the dispensary, the doctors. They've always been there since I was a kid. Next to that was Joe Hall's pub, which is in the same, Joe Hall's grocery store, which is in the same place as Donusy's chemist today, was Joe Hall's. Well, next to that again was Joe Hall's pub, and the big windows there, the 8 Hammer McVeigh lived in, it was a pub. And next to that was Bob Pordy's butcher shop, which Bob Pordy's butcher shop was in the same place as where that Albert Sturt lives today, or Edmund, I don't know which one it is, them twins, but he lives there, was a butcher shop. Next to that was Billy Gibson's, was a bicycle shop. Billy Gibson was also a postman, and when he could finish during the post about 11 o'clock, he repaired bicycles, because in them days, I mean, everybody had bicycles. So I guess there was a good business in fixing bicycles. Next to him again was another brother. There was Bill and Bob Gibson. Bill and Bob, I don't know which was which, but one of them had a bicycle shop and the other a barber shop. And next to that again then was Paddy McSherry's, the blacksmith shop. And next to that was the wee hall, the billiard hall, which is still there to this day. And then there's a parish church. Well, that is 15 businesses, I think, up that side of the street. Well, then you crossed over to the church and you had Fred Hanlon's, which when we were home there, you kids mind a fish and chip shop there. Now, that was a great going business, Fred Hanlon. Fred Hanlon was married to his sister, Robert Pools, and she's still living up above the church there. And them big stores next to it where that guy's garage was where he kept his meal and flour and sugar and coal and all that. It was a great business. Well, then as you come down the street, the church street on the far side, beside where that hairdresser is today, there was nothing there, only homes. The next store was Frank Cross, which was Bill Morrow's wife's mother, old Auntie Margaret in Vancouver. Her father, wee Frank, with the glasses sitting on the end of his nose, I can see him yet. He had a cobbler shop, what they call a cobbler shop. A cobbler shop and a bootmaker shop is two different things. A bootmaker makes boots, but a cobbler just repairs them. And old Frank was a cobbler. Well, then you coming down next door to him again was James Carson, another brother of Johnny Carson's, and he had a wee sweetie shop. Sold lemonades and buns and cigarettes and stuff. Well, then next door to that, the two buildings is there today. One of them was Joe Hall's big store where he kept the mail and supplies. And then next to that was Philly Daly's garage. Next to that was Hudson's, which Hudson's had a taxi. And Hudson's, when I was a kid, was a hotel. It was supposed to be a top-line hotel. I remember what we called the swanky people used to come from England and Scotland all over in the summertime, and they would stay in Hudson's. I think it was 4 shillings a day for a room and full board, the whole lot. And they used to walk down the Canal Bank, Acton Lake and that. Now, why they'd come to Poyntzpass, I don't know, but they did when I was a kid. Then you come down to Willie Becker's. Now, Willie Becker's was owned and operated as long as I was a kid. That's where Trainer's store is today. And he had a taxi there and also a bicycle shop and the petrol pumps. That was a good going business. Next to that, where Roy Corbett sits today fixing his televisions, was Kitty Burns. Now, Kitty Burns is Tom Burns' sister. She's all them Trainers' mothers and grandmothers. Wee Kitty, Jimmy Trainer's wife. That was we called it the hole in the wall, and she had a wee stove in the middle of the floor, and you could go into Kitty's. And I sat down, if you didn't matter if you had money or not, there's always a bunch of guys in there. Well, then you come down to where Corbett's Corner is today. That was Rafferty's pub. That was another pub. The brother of the guy that married Mrs. Tom Loughlin with the one arm. I can see him standing at the door yet with a white apron on him and a big gold chain across his breast. Then you come down round the corner to head down Railway Street, and there's Canavan's pub, which is still the same as it is today. Next to it, where Patsy has the butcher shop, was Celie Canavan, a sister of Owens, and she had a beautiful fruit and vegetable shop. Now, we used to stand across the street there in Envy looking at, she had fruit, that bananas and grapes and stuff that was unheard of, but Celie had them. And of course, it was only the elite sort of people that bought them, but every now and again she'd go up to the entry to go to the bathroom, and we'd step over and grab a banana or a grape, but we were caught a few times, but that was all right. We always got a little bit of a suck at something. And then there was Eddie Griffiths, which Eddie Griffiths was a big store in them days. There was 5 sisters, and they all lived in that house. There were cousins of old Granny McCombs. Griffey Wiley, as we know him today, he's called after his mother was Annie Griffith. That's why it's called Griffiths. And that was a big store, and they had their own lorry which delivered their own stuff. The backyard was a big warehouse and stuff. And then you went down to Mrs. Clark's, which is still a wee store there today. Mrs. Clark was a sister of Granny McComb's, and she sold ladies' stuff, clothes and stuff. And then you went on over the bridge to Henry Clark's, which he had a big coal yard, and meal and supplies, and a big greenhouse and everything. That was a good going concern. And then farther on to that, where Eddie Kearns lived today, there was another woman by the name of Griffith, Ginny Griffith. And Ginny had a wee hustle of a shop too, where she sold cigarettes and matches and paraffin oil and buns and stuff like that. And then you went up the past street, farther up the far past street, William Street they call it. Davy Kearns, that's them Kearns' father. He was another cobbler, bootmaker, and didn't want a bootmaker, he was a cobbler. You crossed over the street then, you had Willie Moody, who was a cart maker, made cart wheels and carts, and the say was a good one. You come on down the street, and you come to Edmund Laughlin's, who was Laughlin's still there the day, blacksmith shop. Then you come towards the station house, and the station house was a lovely house in them days, a red brick house, and the station master was a man by the name of Mr. White, and he taught the piano to people. People used to go to learn to teach the piano. In them days, the power station was very busy, for everybody went to Newry and Banbridge, and wherever they went, it was all with the train. There seemed to be a train stopping the pass every half hour of the day. And before you get to the station between it and the canal, there's a wee green paddock there, wee field. That was a beautiful tennis court when I was a kid. White, the station master, organised that too. Well, then after you left the station house, where Kenny Liggett has his yard today, that was John Waddle, and had a meal grinding place there. He had a store there where he used to, you took a bag of meal and you get it crushed and grind a bag of flour made out of it. And then next to that you had Mrs. Gentry, which is another sister of Mrs. Clark's and Mrs. Granny McComb's, and she was one of the biggest wool dealers in the whole country. She bought cheap wool and packed it and baled it and all and shipped it to England from there. She had 4 or 5 people working for her. And then next door to hers, right in front of Griffith's, there's a wee shop happy, was a man by the name of R.M. Watt. He sold nice shirts and ties and nice boots and nice dress clothes, all men's clothes. And then you had Jimmy Allen's, which where the sale yard is today, Jimmy Allen had a garden. And he had a man or 2 men working nearly the year round. And that garden was up right way back to the river. And Mrs. McComber, everybody came down there every morning for 4 scallions or 2pence worth of lettuce or 4 carrots or a pound of potatoes or a head of cabbage or a bit of root, whatever you wanted. A beautiful, beautiful garden. And then you had Jimmy Allen's store, which is a big store. Every morning I remember him putting out the scythes and pitchforks and billhooks and buckets and yard brushes and all that stuff. It was a good store. Well, then you come on to the courthouse. Well, the courthouse when I was a kid, I think it was once or twice a month there was a couple of policemen escorted a judge out from Newry. And all the local farmers up the river was fined for riding a bicycle without a light or whatever little offence it was. It didn't seem to take too long, maybe 2 or 3 hours of it Friday morning. But it was either once or twice a month the courthouse was held in the past court. And then next door you had the post office, which in them days was a good grocer store, a real good grocer store. All them old timers that used to come in for the pension would get all the grocers at the post office. Then you had the manse house where Granny McComb lived since I was a kid. And then you had Alfie Hanna. Alfie was a bootmaker. I mean, he made boots for you, fitted you and made beautiful boots. Of course, that house is long gone now, and the 2 houses round the corner as you turn to go down Chapel Street is gone. One of them was Sarah Conlon. She had a wee restaurant, a wee shop that sold cigarettes and matches and all that shit too. And as you're on down, there was no police barracks there then, and there was no trainer's garage then, it was all orchards. But right where Mary Trainer lives today, or Mary Campbell, Nurse Lancaster lived in there. She was the local nurse. She was the midwife, I guess, for all the women. Nurse Lancaster, they called her. And then you come on up the street. As I say, there was no garage there. And right in the corner, when you come back to the corner again, Sir Pordy had a butcher's shop there in McGill's house. And the door was directly on the corner. I can see the mark of the gate, although they're plastered over it. Then you went up to where Winnie Liggett lives, went up Beacon Street, and Joe Harcourt had a beautiful big hardware store there, a coal merchant he was, but a hardware store. Then you had the technical school, and then you had Troughton's. Troughton's wasn't a garage in them days. Troughton was an egg merchant. He bought eggs. Tommy Sturt was with him all his life and married his daughter. And then you had the pub, which was, in my day, McCaveney's. Next door to the pub as you crossed the lane was another bootmaker, a good bootmaker too, by the name of James Allen Pordy. And then as you come down the street to where Jean McComb lives today, in that yard of hers, there's another butcher shop by the name of Davy Hanna, and it burned down. And then you come back down to Hamel Morrow's, and that's it for me. But they tell me there was more stores before that. But that is 53 stores, not counting the police barracks, and not counting the two banks that used to come out of a fair day on Wednesdays or Fridays or whatever they come out. The fair day in Poyntzpass was a great, great day. I mean, they come on a Friday night and a Friday afternoon they gathered, because you had horses coming with loads of stuff from Pordy down, and sheep and goats and hens and everything. They come from Pordy down, from Lord Vale, from Banbridge, from everywhere, and they put up overnight, and they'd have been sleeping in a bale of hay, and in the morning they passed street. You never saw anything like it, from the church to the chapel, from the railway gates to up the Market Hill Road. I mean, you couldn't have walked. You talk about the 4th of July night, the fair days and them days were something else. And a lot of the women and kids used to come, and them little wee kids, they'd be hiding behind their mother. They're afraid of us city slickers, because we were from Poyntzpass. We were big city slickers. They'd have been afraid of us pass guys, because we were sort of modern. You know, when you come to think of it, it makes you laugh. And up the middle of the street in the heat of the evening, what they call the heat of the evening there, when the fair was nearly over and people started to drift, there was always about 6 wagons. There was always these guys that went to every fair, and they had a big wagon, covered wagon, a bit like a gypsy wagon, but they sold everything, from army surplus clothes to tarps to everything. But I remember this one guy, he's a rough man, he used to always get to the pump. But he had tarps that come from the First World War, and there was an awful smell to them. They were maybe 8 by 8 or 10 by 10, but farmers used to buy them. And they were sort of a greeny, dark, old brown, whatever, technicolor, whatever you call that, derby colour. And I remember this day, well, I was telling their young Galway guy, because he had a great mouth, this guy, he could talk, and he would be shouting and hollering, and be crowd around him. And he opened up this tarp this day. Open them up and look at them. He said they're good. Covering your horses, covering your barn, covering your haystacks, whatever. If your chimney or roof blows off, you can cover your roof for them. They're waterproof. And this guy opened this one up this day, and he said there's a hole in it. And the guy said there's a hole in you too, and a dirtier one than that. But another guy smelled one of them one day, because they were smelled with some sort of a paint out one of them. And this guy picked it up, and he was smelling, and the guy says, shouts, tell him, away home and smell your wife. I'll never forget that old guy. And they tell me he died before I left home, and they tell me he died a millionaire, just worth millions. But the past day, and there was more restaurants, everybody it seemed in the past had had their door open and baked bread, and I mean, there was literally hundreds of people there, and everybody wanted a cup of tea and a bit of sort of bread or a farm. So everybody more or less was out to make $1 on the fair day. It was a great time, the fair day.